What up, everybody? It's your boy, DFS Up North, aka Josh Thomas, here with another 555 PGA podcast brought to you by the fine folks at DFS Army. We are in the last regular season golf event of the year before we get into the playoffs and then the President's Cup and then the fall swing, because golf doesn't really stop. It just sort of keeps going. But we got you covered everything you need to know about the Wyndham Championship this week, and if we're even going to play it. So here we go. What up? As I said, it's your boy, DFS Up North, aka Josh Thomas, here with another DFS Army PGA 555 podcast, where I give you the 5 key stats, 5 favorite plays, and 5 punts to help you take down a GPP this week at the Wyndham Championship. We are at Sedgefield Country Club in North Carolina. And if you guys have been watching the weather, looking to get some rain this week. So we'll get to that and everything that you need to know about the event this week. But before we get there, if you are not a DFS Army VIP, what are you doing? Use that code UPNORTH, gets 10% off for life. Use the code NFL2024. You get access to the NFL at a massive $75 discount just for the year. Again, you can find that information on my Twitter or at dfsarmy.com, or sorry, at dfsarmy.com, or the DFS Army Twitter at DFS Army. And you can get access to all that. Or maybe you're watching this as a already a DFS Army subscriber and you do not have access to the NFL. Get in. We are going to crush it this year. We were just talking today about using AI for some things. I am super excited about that. So here we go again. Remember that the 555 model is maybe going to come up on the screen. We'll see. Oh boy, we're having some technical difficulties here, people. Let me hit refresh and see what happens here to the friends and family edition of this. Might have to get out and get back in. We'll see. Not sure why we're doing this. Yay, people. All right, let me see. We are having some technical difficulties. Oh, and I just X'd out of it and we had it going. Let's just talk about some of the 5 key points while I get this back up here. The biggest point that I want to make about this week, guys, is the weather. It is not looking good. We are talking about, I think it's a tropical storm now. I don't know that it's actually Hurricane Debbie, but it's going to be some issues. All right. We are going to have some issues here this week with the weather. All right. And they are going to dump a ton of rain on the golf course, like to the point where I am a little concerned that we're going to finish. I'm a little concerned that we are going to, oh, that's my screen now. I'm a little concerned about what's going to happen here. I think that we could, for potentially the first time in a while, see a 54-hole event. I think that we could see even a potential 60, or not 60. What am I talking about here? A potential 36-hole event. Like, those are all real possibilities, you guys. I'm not saying that to scare you, but again, you should probably take that into account when you're deciding what you are going to play this week. I'm taking it fairly light this week just because of that. I don't know what the weather's going to do. We don't know if there's going to be like a draw bias. Who knows, right? Like, usually we can see, okay, the weather, but this is a tropical storm. Like, this thing could sit on North Carolina for days. So we just, there's a lot going on. I think with the weather, we could potentially see guys WD. There's just a lot going on this week. All right. So that's what I'm talking about, the weather. Know that there's some issues here. The rest I'm just going to talk about, like, we don't even have any weather going on. Like the tournament's just going to play out regularly, because obviously that's the issue number A, but it's hard to analyze the rest of the tournament without kind of putting that to the side. So one narrative that we need to look at this week is top 70 and make it into the playoffs, get into Memphis. Guys like, who's on the edge? Victor Perez, I believe, is right on the edge. Andrew Putnam's right on the edge. And then other guys that are like right on the edge of 50. That's an important, you have a good week here. Jordan Spieth, right? He has a good week here. He gets himself into the next round of the playoffs. So top 70, get into the playoffs this week. That'll be the FedEx Cup points. We'll be watching that as the week goes on. And that can give some guys some extra motivation to play well. Course history, big here. Webb Simpson named his daughter Wyndham. So big here. Guys like Webb, Horschel, Sungjae, they just play well here every year, and I think you need to get some exposure to them. We talked about weather. Sedgefield Country Club, you have to find fairways. If you want to contend this week, you have to find the fairway. That's the biggest factor, I think, this week is get the ball in the short grass so you can attack these greens. You do that, you'll be fine. And then lineup construction. Talk about lineup construction on here sometimes, but I am a big fan of a balanced build this week, and that means that guys like Sungjae and Horschel, I'm going to be maybe a little bit underweight on. And for me, when we look at favorite plays, it starts for me with a way underpriced Brian Harman. Good history here, finds a ton of fairways. All he's got to do is get that putter going. Putting typically isn't a huge issue here. So I am really going to start lots of my lineups right in this like $9,300 range. Okay. Guy like Aaron Rai, we've been on him for weeks. There's no reason to get off him now. 8,800, lock and load. I will get up a little bit to play a guy like Billy Horschel, just because I think that he's a great course fit. I think that he'll be less owned than guys like Sungjae up at the top. So I do have some interest in Horschel at 10-2, but then Davis Thompson, who since his win just been playing some fantastic golf. Love him this week. That's right in that like high or low nines, high eights range that I'm kind of hammering this week with my lineups. And then Matt McNeely at 8,100 since returning from his injury has been like the model of consistency. Part of that is the punts, like the 7K range this week, you guys, is absolutely loaded. I am shocked, to be honest, like how strong the 7K is. And it maybe strong is not necessarily the right word. It's just a bunch of guys that, like, if they play well, they can win. All right. If they don't play well, they're going to miss the cut. Like, but it's just like there's just tons of guys stacked in the 7K range. And again, that's another reason why I'm doing balanced builds, is because I'm not getting much below 6K or 7K. All right. The one guy that I will be heavy on is Ben Coles. He's probably my favorite punt play of the week. 6,900, just way too cheap. 8,000 on FanDuel, mega cheap. Definitely interested in Coles. He's been playing some great golf. We've seen him win on the KFT a couple of times. The guy's got game. He's playing well. This is the type of course that really suits him, where, there's that reliance on finding fairways. All right. We talked about Webb Simpson. Webb Simpson is a DK only play for me this week. He's a cash play on both sites, but at the 9,400 price tag on FanDuel, I can't get on board. There's just too many better plays at 9,400 than Webb Simpson. All right. Max Greiserman sitting on the range at the 3M, waiting for the playoff with Johnny Vegas. Just didn't make enough birdies. I mean, obviously he played fantastic on Sunday, but he's got overall great game. And I'm all about hammering guys again the next week, right? They get close, we're going right back to them. Justin Rose, a good example of this week. Eric Cole's a guy that's going to be super high owned. We didn't see Rose at the 3M. He pulled out, but I think that Justin Rose is a guy that can come here and play pretty well, building on the momentum that he got at the Open Championship. Mac Hughes, typically I only play him in putting contests, but the guy's been doing it like tee to green all year. So good course history. Like, I think he's a good course fit at 7,400, 8,700 on FanDuel, which is massively cheap. I really like Mac Hughes this week. And then the best Young, I will go to my grave saying that Carson Young is a better player than Cam Young. And you get him for $4,000 less. Just a tee to green guy, makes birdies, like another sub 7K guy that I'm going to. And the list is not very big. If you want to see my full list, right, of guys that I like under 7K, then you got to become a DFS Army VIP. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can use code up north. It gets you 10% off VIP membership, right? You can use that NFL 2024 just to get access to the NFL. And then let me just look here. I'm almost positive that we've got, VIP 2024. That actually gets you $20 off the VIP membership. That's the one you want to use. Screw up north for 10% off. Like, now we're getting $20 off. Use that code VIP 2024. That gets you $69.99 a month. Everything, all our sports, you will win that back, guaranteed. We crush NFL, especially preseason. Preseason this weekend. I'm filming this on Tuesday. Sorry. Preseason this weekend. Get involved. The boys on the NFL side in preseason crush it. Then it's my turn, baby. Then we get into showdowns. Let's do it. All right. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave me a comment who your favorite punt is for the week. And if they do well, we'll let you know. Look at us. Victor Perez last week, #1 punt. He came in and almost medaled on Sunday. So that's it. That's me. DFS Up North, DFS Army. Use that code Up North or VIP 2024. Have a great week. Peace. See you guys.